I think it's time to finish the Herzal's challenge. I want to see the run history. So we have our win streak of 9 with the Homebreaker Prince, Sentient, Tethys, Penumbra, Rector, Shartail Queen, Wildenton, Soulguard, and Primordium. All that's left is a Covenant 25 win with Little Fate to complete the challenge. The challenge I set for myself is basically win the get to a win streak of 10 using every champion once on Covenant 25 with the random subclan. If you lose just one run, you start from the very beginning. And this is the final one that we still have left to do. So let's focus and let's finish this. Okay, so our secondary clan is Stygian, the exiled version. We start with the two purifying cleansers and a fatal melting, as well as 2 mollusk mages. We have Daedalus with double explosions, Fel with rage, and Seraph with consume. Very excited having these purifying cleansers here in the deck. They are usually quite valuable for Little Fate. So yeah. Fatal melting also interesting. That might be good enough. Boon of the Blacksmith versus Tethys scales. These are not that exciting. Boons of the Blacksmith can help reduce the incoming damage a little. Tethys scales. I mean, we are Stygian. We have access to those good damage spells. Well, of course, otherwise we wouldn't get offered Tethys scales in the first place. But yeah, I think Boon of the Blacksmith is gonna be better for us overall. Little Icarus. Can we really make that work right now? Probably not that well. Eternal Flame is always exciting, always a very powerful option. With the growing stats, but it's a little weaker on high covenants. But Little Icarus can be somewhat hard to get going. If we have a rough first fight, we might always be behind the power curve with Little Icarus. Eternal Flame is generally easier and more consistent, and I'm really looking for consistency right now. That would have been a decent fight to scale Little Icarus, I think. But it should be quite doable for the Eternal Flame version. That just means the primitive molds are not that exciting for us. For the most part. Gonna set up some top floor here. Now the question is, how do we deal with this wave, right? Definitely play another Mollusk Mage on the top floor. Little Fade, we should let her die again. Just to make sure that we have enough power. Train Steward in the back. Now the problem is this Train Steward dies and Little Fade will be dazed. But I still think we go ahead and put her in the back line here. That at least kills the frontliner. And we can apply some frostbite on the next wave as well. These archers are gonna be painful. Luckily we have the fatal melting now. And can reform the train steward. To get that one ready. Some damage. Maybe we use a reformed train steward next turn, although we can't guarantee that. The chances are really high though. Reformed train steward, how much would that... Yeah, that's enough time because... both need to attack the train steward in order to get a kill on that. So our little fate has enough time to finish off the boss. That worked. We took 9 damage, that's fine. Draft. Molten Encasement. These are two quite useful options for us to use our primitive molds on. Molten Encasement takes care of all our defense. Draft is helpful to deal with the first wave, especially, which is oftentimes going to be our main problem. And will provide damage later. I think I'm gonna go with Draft. There are other options for defense, but there's no real substitute for Draft. I'm gonna go with the Titan's Gratitude for some frontline damage. And I like the idea of a Titan Sentry to take out backliners. It's also a decent unit to put our Little Fate behind. I could see myself getting an Endless upgrade for that one. We have... Yeah, I think we go for the Merchant of Steel here. We have a decent unit already to upgrade. And the large stone isn't bad on that one. I think we skip this. Just get that Titan Sentry upgraded. That's gonna carry us for the early game. We'll have to find a way to keep him alive later if we don't go endless, but that should be doable. Non-boss enemy units enter with spikes. That should be no problem for us with the Titan Sentry. I think we do want to set up on the top floor with the Titan Sentry, Little Fate in the back here. Train Steward in the middle floor. Everything here already dies, so we can just play Little Fate on the bottom floor again. Nothing wrong with that. She'll be ready for the boss in time. Burnout 3. The other one, we already drew past it, so we don't really want to use it. Otherwise we actually shorten the lifespan of our Titan Sentry. Oh, right, nothing has died yet. This fight is solved though. So Frostbite seems to be a decent part of our strategy. Engulfed in Smoke, that's a good way of defending. The only problem with it is the fact that our Titan Sentry will not trigger Revenge when he's stealthed. Maybe that's something we permafrost and play on the boss turn. Permafrost double stack. Just stealth 4 for the boss fight. Spend all on Ember on it, fine. I don't care. Maybe. Could be an option. Another Titan's Gratitude. We do have these Mollusk Mages. They are plus 40 damage on these things. So it's not the worst idea, picking up another one. I don't think we need Energy Siphon here. At least not for a while. We can pick it up later, but... yeah, I like Titan's Gratitude enough. That means we definitely go for spell upgrades now. Let's get the sweet Pyre health. Consume removal. We don't even have anything with Consume. Titan's Gratitude needs the magic power, that's for sure. Cost reduction? I wouldn't mind that on Titan's Gratitude either. I like having these be 0 cost, so we can play it at the very end. Reroll for another magic power? That would be the... there's a chance we get some gold here. Ooh, a winged. Who do we give away here? It's not engulfed in smoke. It's none of the spells really. It's a unit. It's probably the draft. Is it the draft? It's probably not the draft, right? It would be the Titan Sentry if we didn't need it necessarily for the next fight. But we do, so it's not that. Maybe it's just something that I wanna keep in the deck and don't wanna really upgrade otherwise. Is it this Titan's Gratitude? That could work. That seems unnecessary though. I think it's a primitive mole. Yeah. We don't need them right now. They are more useful later on. Most likely. And then I guess we'll just upgrade the other Titan's Gratitude the same way. These are relatively cheap to build, these Titan's Gratitudes, and they are very useful. Explosives explode twice. That's fine. Although we might have to deal with this one. We don't. Not necessarily. I mean, it's just 10 damage to a shark. Maybe 10 damage to a shark is too much. There's nothing else we really need to Titan's Gratitude, so might as well do it. This time around we have no space on the top floor for other units. I think this time we block it with Little Fade. Draft can attack here. But it's probably even better on the bottom floor. We might actually need the extra damage against those. I think it's time to settle down Little Fade. Although ideally we will kill her off one more time. I guess that's what we do. Might as well get the extra scaling out of it. If this wave goes to the top, yeah, we easily have the kill on them. This turn we don't have a lot of flexibility because we need to play Little Fade. And now we mostly try to reduce incoming damage to our Titan Sentry. I don't think we Purify and Cleanse, although we do have another one. Waves remaining 2. So currently Burnout, let's assume we play both. Burnout 6. Then Burnout 5, Burnout 4 is when the when Daedalus enters the train. Burnout 3, Burnout 2. So if we don't draw another Purifying Cleanse at that point, which is in the next 4 turns, We are in a little bit of trouble. But we will draw one and draw another one in the next 4 turns, almost certainly. And then we can use those to keep our Titan Sentry healthy. Otherwise he will take 4 damage here, then that's 7 damage, so 11. Then another wave which is 3 damage only, plus probably 1 bomb I can deal with. No, we'll be totally fine without the Purifying Cleanses. We have enough health. And we do have a lot of damage. Too bad we can't deal with this Forge Disciple. Here's the bomb I said we were probably gonna face. Sure. Let's just throw this burnout party on the bottom floor. Daedalus already has a decent amount of burnout. No, not burnout. Frostbite on him. We don't have holdover yet, so I guess the best we can do is prevent 1 damage with this. Ooh, we got the draft back. Nice. It's a good chunk of extra damage against Daedalus here. And then we should be able to win here pretty easily. Nice, took 2 damage to the entire Daedalus fight, that's good. Weakless Recruitment, as well as Remnant Pact. These are both ways I can keep my Titan Sentry alive. Remnant Pact is just much better, right? Yep. Now the main problem we're running into next is dealing with double frontliners. But we can probably solve that with Draft if we upgrade them aggressively and Titan's Gratitudes. I think we won't draw right now. Maybe Capacity later. Depends on what we find. Dupe and removals. You know what? I'm gonna go for this. And my dupe is gonna be Titan Sentry. Who I'm gonna put on a floor on his own. Just to reduce the damage the other Titan Sentry takes. Removals should be Train Stewards, so we don't want to reform them. Plus 70 attack now. This champion just scales ridiculously. These numbers are way too high. Heaven Seal? Okay. Should be doable. We set up the first Titan Sentry on the bottom floor. Mollusk Mage on the top. Okay, that takes care of that one. We don't need much more power here, honestly. Don't we? Yeah, I'm more worried about actually dealing with that wave. Although a single Titan's Gratitude should do it for us. Is that true? This guy will have 7 Frostbite. The backliner will only have 1. No, we don't have the damage to take down the backliner yet. This is just enough power. We don't need more than that. What I could have done is put weak burnout on Little Fate here. Could have worked out. Might as well play the engulfed here. We should play a Fatal Melting this turn, so we can actually kill both of them. Reforming the draft is nice. We can put it on that floor, but we can at least deal some more damage against this Clip Defender. This Clip Defender will already die to the Titan Sentry. "12 win streak indeed. I am focusing on the win streak now with the Herzal streak challenge, so... Titan's Gratitude won't help me get rid of this Light Harnesser, but the Pyre will one-shot them, so we'll be taking 11 to them. This guy will already die, so the Titan's Gratitude doesn't make a difference, no matter what we do with it. Yeah, taking 11 there. Taking another 11 to this guy. That sucks. That one I wasn't expecting. We were pretty close on getting the boss on the bottom floor, honestly. Another reason why we need to remove these train stewards. Icicle Fracture, very happy about that. That means I don't need Permafrost. Resin removal. Probably not, no. Subsuming Blade can be helpful. It's still early enough to pick and scale. Sacred Wicks? No. No, we don't need Reform. We don't need more random Reform. I'm gonna take a Subsuming Blade. Or Frost Effigy is almost tempting. I think better would be an Ice Storm, so we have more front-loaded damage. But we're not gonna be able to upgrade that for quite some time, so I'm gonna skip. I don't want more random discard, honestly. We kind of have a saturation of that. Gain 25 gold. You know what? Hold on to it one more fight. And make it 0 cost as well. I like the idea of going to the right there. But I think we should upgrade our... We should upgrade our draft now. With extra attack. And a Wickstone? No, I kinda wanted to burn out early. Just another extra attack. Mollusk Mage, do we really keep these around? We might not. We might keep one around. I'm gonna upgrade one. Next turn, next ring, we are probably gonna go for some relics. Maybe we can find some good ones there. Numbers enemy units enter with spikes 4. Yeah. That means we probably have to keep Little Fate dying a few times. This enemy has spikes, so we can let Little Fate hit instead of have her get hit. The Mollusk Mage on the top floor is annoying, but it's the only way we can really guarantee getting a collector. We don't have to end up on the top floor though. I actually prefer being on the second floor, if I can. And I think this is very possible here. We don't necessarily need to kill this overcharge tank right now. They will die to Frostbite. But I think I do want to. There's not much downside to it. Definitely bring back the draft so we have some more damage against this wave. In fact, enough damage to kill the wave. This is the shark I really want to get back. Let's heal up the draft. And kill Little Fate so we get her back next turn with buffed stats. Keep you alive. And drop some train stewards on the top floor so they're out of the way. Might as well nuke that guy. Yeah, this enemy has sweep, so there's not a whole lot we can do against that. Actually, that means Little Fate will also die. Huh. I guess that's fine. Let's just apply as much Frostbite as we can. That should do the job. This is another 145 damage. We need room on the top floor. Sure, might as well. Yeah, the boss is almost dead, so they will die to Frostbite here. Even better, they will die to Subsuming Blade. Totem Fragment, I'll take that. That's gonna be helpful once we deal with high health enemies. Then we can still nuke them with Titan's Gratitudes on the top floor. Memories, Votivary, engulfed in smoke. Memories is not bad. We don't really need it. But it allows us to take Rail Spikes a bit more easily. But are Rail Spikes really that good in this deck? Not really. Could get another Engulfed in Smoke. Not that interested in it. Frenzied Swarm, Urchin Spines, they drain. Nope. Think we're not interested in these either. And there we get our upgraded Heaven's Gift that costs 0 and gives us 35 gold on play. Very happy to have it, because that gold will be nice. Let's go for the Forgotten Boons. Let's take a look at this. Forever Flame Resin Block. And Sigil Seaweed. I'm gonna take Wing Clippings mostly as a preparation for Seraph the Diligent. And I'm gonna take Resin Block, I think. Yeah, that's not bad, especially on our draft. I think we also purge a card. Still not too happy with these train yards. The capacity they take up, that's just annoying. Very much so. Forever Flame would have been tempting as well. Make Little Fae cost less. Yeah, that wouldn't have been bad either. I need Little Fae to die. This thing has Rage, so that works. Really don't want that Train Yard to survive for long, but luckily the statue will take him out eventually. If we have the other Titan's Gratitude next turn, I should nuke this statue. I should definitely play Little Fate first. I can play Little Fate here, and at a later time remove her with Subsuming Blade to buff her. I guess that's okay. That means we'll get to play a Mollusk Mage on the bottom floor. Purifying Cleanse interesting to us. Makes sure this Train Steward will die eventually. We froze the Subsuming Blade, which is quite good. We don't have any draw though, so we can easily draw back into Little Fate. I think I want to keep it around. There's not really anything worth playing right now. Little Fae takes the sweep hit here, so she will die. That's actually ideal. Perfect. Should play that whenever we can for the gold. There's also a Mollusk Mage. I don't really care about reforming right now. I think Little Fate is now strong enough. Oh, we managed to find a draft. That's good. Two waves remaining. Do we let the draft die now? This is necessary to make room. I think yes, we let the draft die. This one will burn out in time. What to do with this Titan Sentry? It's endless, yes. But this is not the right turn to Purify and Cleanse him. Unless I draw into the other one, I will draw into the other one. I guess we heal him up for now. Getting back to draft again, that's not bad. It's actually very useful. I want that one to be stealthed. So... I should have kept these in hand. I forgot about the Icicle Fracture. Just wanna get rid of this and freeze one of these. I didn't draw back into the other burnout increasing card. It's a bit annoying. But we will be fine on the top floor. Actually, we can play Sentry and Little Fade. And Little Fade is not healthy enough to survive. So we have to rely on Sentry. And that's not gonna work out. Unless... I guess... How much Frostbite can we add? 47 Frostbite. That's 286 health. Fell is taking about 80 a turn. So we'll take about 40 damage here. Maybe 60 damage. Yeah. We might need Ember next. We will need Ember next. Deep Offering, Gifts for a God, Siren Song. These are not really what I'm looking for. Gifts for a God is okay. But our spells are pretty reactive, so it's not that important. Siren Song with the Boon of the Blacksmith. That's gonna be 155. That will usually just be a straight up kill. That will help us prevent some damage, and then we want the extra Ember. We need to be able to replay Little Fade. Firebox, I think. Might be helpful sometimes. Not often, to be honest. But sometimes it's good enough. I want another draft. These are quite important. Obviously go for the same path again. Enemy units enter with Spell Shield. I think we are now ready to take on this trial. That would have worried me a bit if it were earlier, but I think we're now okay. We need a draft to push through this. Sadly, not enough to get the collector as well. That sucks. But not much we can do against that. Ideally, this train steer just stays there forever. Little Fade eventually wants to move to the bottom floor. If we ever are in a position where we can safely do that. I should have frozen that again, but it's not really gonna matter in this fight. Whether or not that is frozen. Yeah, I just can't do much here. Things are happening, but doesn't really change what I do. Just not gonna play anything this turn. Little Fate burns out at the end of turn, so we'll be ready to set him up next turn again. Set her up, I mean. Oh right, you are on the verge of dying. Might need another blocker here. That doesn't even help. The blocker in front does help though. No? No, it doesn't. Maybe getting this guy's shield down is important. I wish we had a way to deal with this Gilded Wing easily. Kinda wanna set up Little Fate on the bottom floor. We'll just kill the boss on the bottom floor, right? Yes. That's what we do. I want more removals. We still have a lot of cards in this deck that don't really serve any purpose. And we don't need to add more. Ice Empire is good. Like the idea of that. Just another big nuke on the top line. Can be quite helpful. And it's very easily the left side, because we get removals, a dupe, and spell upgrades, which we can use pretty well. Waxer Snuffer makes Little Fate grow faster, but there's also problem involved with that. Waxer Snuffer plus Mold Braces, maybe even. I do have a second draft now, right? Anything we want to consume remove? Definitely not that. Magic power. Also not that interested. I want the cost reduction on the Subsuming Blade. That's important. Also, hi Silly, welcome. I don't need that Fatal Melting at all. I wanna reroll. Hold over. Holding over the Siren Song is quite powerful. In the Seraph fight especially. I think I am gonna buy Mold Bracers and Waxer Snuffer. That changes how I play a little bit. But I think it will be good. We have too many primitive molds, too many foreground powers, especially too many foreground powers. But also these units. I should buy another Perch. Definitely. The units are actually the worst thing. Final dupe goes on another draft. That means these primitive molds will pretty much always have a target, and that's good. Do I want something to consume? None of these really. Onwards! To Seraph the Diligent. I think we are pretty well set up against that fight, because there's not a lot of incoming damage from those enemies. But we will need to be able to deal with these purifiers somehow, which is currently not looking too great. Holding over that Ice Empire is nice. What happens when I play a draft here? This will actually die. That allows me to put the little fate on the bottom floor. I will take some damage to the self-mutilation, but I don't care. I will also take some damage to the top floor guy. But this fight is not won on Pyre health. This fight is won on scaling. And we've got a ridiculous scaling with this little fate. Everything on the bottom floor dies. This is nice. This floor also dies. Gilded Wing dies. Good. Very good. Just gonna throw away this useless card. So I can prevent some damage. I should prevent these things from accumulating. I don't care about the Vengeful Shard at all. I should also be reforming my drafts, to be honest. I kept that guy alive. That was a mistake. That already consumes. It's time to start holding over the Siren Song. Draft goes in the back here. Do want maximum health on the Titan Sentry for next turn, so Little Fate doesn't die. If we can avoid that at all. We can easily avoid that because of the Mold Bracers. 10-10. This would even keep the Shark alive, which I don't really want in this spot. I don't want to keep the Giraffe alive either. I think I'm just not gonna play the Purifying Cleanse. Which means I'm gonna instead use the Foregone Power here. So I don't consume the Reform. Siren Song to get this guy out of the way, as well as put some days on Seraph. It's gonna be important as well. Actually I am gonna use the Burnout on that guy. Very good turn to Endless back the Shark here. Definitely play the self-mutilation. I also want the draft back. This floor is alright. I think we are strong enough to win this. These drafts and Little Fate, they will carry. Can't quite get to the Purifier, which is the annoying thing here. That's too much burnout. I hope it doesn't matter. It probably won't. I think we should be ready to win on the second floor. I didn't need to play that. It would have been frozen. So, 493 damage here. That's not a whole lot. But we'll get much higher numbers on the next floor. This guy actually needs to die. He's in my way. I don't want to consume that though. I want to consume the Siren Song now. If preserved, that's fine as well. This is okay. Does Titan's Gratitude even matter? Little Fate will hit the Gilded Wing, so it doesn't. We can use it on this floor to prevent a little bit of damage. And I'm gonna keep this in hand. And now we have 4-cost Little Fate with 585 attack. I just need to make sure that we put her on the right floor, and the right floor is the top floor. No, it isn't. It's not the top floor because we can't play this Titan Sentry this turn. I messed up. I hope I'll be okay. Probably not though. Ah, I should have played the Siren Song for a greater chance of freezing my Titan Sentry. This is an extra over 1k damage. This is a lot of extra damage now. We can play one more. There we go. Just don't play Siren Song right now. That was actually quite close. I messed up big time on that Little Fate placement in the last turn. I wasn't sure it was gonna be enough on the middle floor, and I couldn't play it on the top floor after that. But that would have been fine. I should have endless the second Titan Sentry. That would have been much... No, but I needed to replay the first one. Not sure. Maybe the second one should have been on the top. Yeah, that makes the most sense actually, now that I think about it. The second one should have been on the top. But anyways, we finished our Herzal Streak Challenge. We now have 10 wins in a row. 10 wins in a row with all different champions, random secondary clan. So yeah, we did it. Now we can go into the extra round and see how long we can keep the streak going until we lose once. Maybe I'm gonna do that if I am... Yeah, it might be a thing that I do.